Previously on Survivor New Mexico. 15 New Mexicans began a complex and controversial game of social strategy on the banks of the Rio Grande in the Bosque of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And in the early stages of the game, the returners quickly proved that they were a true force to be reckoned with, completely dominating the pre-merge portion of the game, with the exception of their vengeful blindside of Season 1 runner-up, Daniel. However, the four veterans were still down in numbers at the merge, but using the connection they had made with Matthew at the tribe swap, they proceeded to use him and his Tangata allies to eliminate the rest of the Mukadzi girls, then turned on the Tangata guys until Matthew was the only surviving newbie in the game. Last time, at the Final Five, Matthew was the clear target of the veterans, but after he won immunity, the other veterans were forced to turn on Noah W., and he became the 11th member of the jury. Now, only four remain: Matthew, Carolyn, Hannah, and Katie. This season has been lengthy and complicated, so let's take a look at the journeys of each of the final four this season. Matthew started out the game as a clear leader and physical threat among the Tangata guys, but what no one knew is just how savvy a social strategist he could be, even going so far as to convince one of his tribe mates to vote himself out in order to further the chance of a Tangata member winning the game. However, at the tribe swap, Matthew's game was abruptly altered as he became the only newbie on an otherwise all-veteran tribe. But the veterans were so laser-focused on eliminating Daniel that they ended up accepting Matthew as one of their own, so that when the merge arrived, Matthew decided to stay with the veterans to try and make it to the end. He has won 3 individual immunity challenges, including the last 2 in a row. But now that the veterans have shown their true colors, this next challenge is truly do or die for Matthew. After a game in which he has proven himself to be an adaptable and tenacious player, Matthew now fights one last time to make it into the final 3. Carolyn returned from Season 1 with a new hairstyle and a determination to not only place better than her first time playing the game, but to make it all the way to the end. Underneath her laid-back approach to the game was an incisive awareness of the dynamics of the game, as well as an ability to avoid being viewed as a threat. At the tribe swap, Carolyn was exiled for a round, so she missed out on the Daniel blindside plan she had been a part of, but her tribe mates welcomed her back the next round and have remained fiercely loyal to one another for the entire game. Carolyn won one of the more difficult individual immunity challenges and was the deciding factor in the last tribal immunity challenge, proving herself as a challenge threat. But it is the fact that she has never been on the wrong side of a vote and never even received a single vote for herself that proves she is a player well deserving of being in the Final Four. Hannah was eliminated early in Season 1 thanks to the first major blindside of the season, and she entered Season 2 determined to play harder than ever in order to avoid the same fate. And without question, Hannah has played the most villainous game of the returners this season. In the early rounds, she lured Daniel into a false sense of security with a classic fake alliance, then relished in the opportunity to blindside him out of the game. Then, in the post-merge game, she continued to work hard to position the other players in the game to her advantage, leveraging relationships with Alicia and JD, only to later be a part of taking them out. Although the newbies recognized the manipulative game that Hannah was playing, her unshakable veteran alliance made her untouchable, and now, as she arrives in the Final Four with her tightest ally Carolyn, Hannah's intense style of gameplay this season seems to have paid off. Katie never expected to return after playing on Season 1, but once she joined the game, she found her footing in the solid returner alliance she had with Carolyn, Hannah, and Noah W. Throughout the game, Katie stated many times that she was willing to be eliminated close to the end to allow the other veterans to take the top 3 spots. But as she moved closer to the end, she became more determined to go to the final 3 herself. At the same time, though, she began to struggle with the manipulation and deception of her game. And at Final 5, that crisis of conscience came to a breaking point as she decided to vote for herself rather than backstab her ally Noah. However, Katie had also built a strong relationship with Matthew ever since the tribe swap, and because of that connection, Matthew gave her his hidden immunity idol. This gave Katie the ability to vote for herself in order to not betray Noah, but also to ensure that she stayed in the game and arrived at the Final Four. Now that she has made it further than anyone expected, including herself, it is anyone's guess as to what Katie's endgame might look like. But there's no question that with her savvy gameplay and strong relationships, she deserves to be here. Matthew, Carolyn, Hannah, and Katie have all played different but equally effective games to earn their spot in the Final Four. And now, these four will battle in one final immunity challenge and one more tribal council before arriving at their goal this entire season, the Final Three, where a jury of 12 eliminated players will be waiting to decide who outwitted, outplayed, and outlasted the rest in order to earn the title of Sole Survivor. This has been our longest, most controversial, and most complex competition season yet. But who will claim the title of champion? Find out right now on the season finale of Survivor New Mexico, Season 2.
So I was going to vote myself out. I was going to tell Noah to vote me out and get Matthew to vote me out too, but then Matthew brought me the idol, which I wasn't expecting to happen at all. Like I said, I don't feel good about how I've been playing the last couple of rounds, and this was like, okay, I guess I'm staying in because it was the only way for me to be able to play still and still feel good about playing without feeling absolutely freaking terrible about myself.
Yep. So, Final Four, the goal is really to get Matt out, so it's me and Katie and Hannah in the Final Three, which would be really good. But if he wins immunity in this next challenge, we'll vote off Katie. So our strategy has held up to this point, so I'm pretty stoked about this. I just don't want to get cocky at the last minute and blow everything, so I really hope it works, but I'm also nervous at the same time.
I made it farther than I ever expected to. Final Four, it's great. I'd love to make it to the Final Three. However, I'm still leery of Katie, and I feel like those other two might backstab me and knock me out if I don't win this next challenge. So if I do not win this next immunity challenge, I fully expect to be voted off. But, and again, like, there's not really much I can say to convince them otherwise, or they made up their mind. So, I mean, like, they've been tight for a long time now, and if that's what they want, that's what they want. So I'm going to try my hardest to win that immunity challenge, so we'll see.
So you're keeping that girls' alliance.
Yeah, and I really want to make sure that, like, I'm not backstabbing people a lot, because that jury does get to vote. So I'm kind of scared, but
yeah.
And I think it's going to be really cool, because last year there was all guys, so I think it'd be really cool if we had all girls this year. And everybody's played super hard, so I think that's, even Matt's played hard, even though he's a tough competitor. He's like a blonde Alex. But that's it.
Okay, so did that all play out as you planned?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know where Katie got the immunity idol, but it was just a bonus. So it just happened. It worked out. It was good.
Do you think she found it, or maybe someone gave it to her?
I have no idea. But whatever, I'm happy she's here. Hopefully if we can get her in the Final Three, we're solid.
Probably him.
That's it. Unless he has the immunity thingy, and then yeah, peace out. But our strategy has held up to this point, so I'm really stoked.
I thought about giving it to Noah, I did, but I know that Carolyn and Hannah and Matthew want me to stay in. And so I'm totally fine if the next round happens and I get voted out. I'm gonna try for the immunity idol, I am, because it would be cool to go to the final 3, but I don't expect it anymore.
I gave it to her, which you saw earlier. And yeah, I mean, I gave it to her because I didn't know how many people were going to vote for her. It turned out it was just Noah, and she voted for herself. Those are the only two, so she was never really in any danger. But made me look pretty epic there, you know, with the whole like, no, I was never concerned about this one. So
I had no idea he had found it. I thought he was going to give it, like, he should have given it to other Noah. If I had known he had it, I would have told him to give it to other Noah, so Noah could have used it during that game. And I didn't expect him to give it to me, of all people, because I feel like I've done terrible and been pretty terrible lying to him, saying I'm going to vote for Noah when I vote for someone else. And so, yeah.
oh yeah, I mean, I figured it's that really. I figure I'm gonna vote out, but
They don't do it on the show.
I'm gonna vote for you.
We're doing it like the modern survival.
So personal.
Probably going to vote for myself, too.
Let's say you could have them if they watch.
Hopefully we'll get a tie.
Survivor, The Amazing Race.
The last one I watched was one where they had to jump off the
We'll see.
ship.
I mean, if you don't want to vote for yourself, that's fine.
Yeah.
Legit or not?
Thank you.
I said, is this legit or not?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Is it
Don't knock one of them out.
Hours.
I mean, if you really, like I said, I'm not gonna judge you if you lie to me, that's cool. But if you really want the 3 of us there, then you'll just tell them to vote for you. You're close enough that they'll do it.
USA voice, Hannah.
You know, and if you don't, I mean, like, you know, like I told the interviewer, I was like, I mean, you 3 are so tight. I mean, there's really nothing I can convince you guys. Like, if you guys are already determined to put me out, then I'm out. I mean, that's just the fact of the matter. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you really want to, be us 3, then just let them know. And we'll figure. Otherwise, you know, I'll just try to win the challenge, or else I'll go home.
Any strategy behind that?
Behind what?
Giving the immunity?
I don't know. Not really. I mean, I don't know. I was just kind of hoping that, I mean, Katie will be like, you know, admit that I should be in the final 3. If she doesn't, she doesn't. And like I said, you know, I mean, at this point, with only 3 of them left, they're all really, really tight. And if, you know, if those 3 want to be in the final 3, they will be in the final 3.
I'm ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Here we go.
So, with a box,
You know, I've played all my cards that I can, and my last card is going to have to be winning the challenge.
Come on in, guys. All right, guys. Welcome to your final immunity challenge. First things first.
On the realist.
I gotta take it back. For the last time, immunity is back up for grabs. This immunity challenge is the most important out of every single one in this entire game, because this immunity challenge guarantees you a spot in the final tribal council where you can pitch your case to the jury. Let me describe today's immunity challenge for you guys. So, you'll start at the end of 4 different ropes. You will not be blindfolded. You'll work through the ropes, work through the obstacles to the other end of your rope. All the rope courses are equal in difficulty, so you'll work through on your rope to the end of the course. At the end of your course will be a collection of paint stirrers and twine. Okay, like long wooden paint stirrers. Okay. Exactly. So you'll have a collection of those and some twine with them. Okay. You'll need to go to those stands right there. Do you see the colored stands? Yeah. There's a line in the dirt that you have to stay behind. You'll see it when you get over there. You will need to tie the paint stirrers together using the twine to create one long stick. Then you have to stay behind that line, reach out and snag the key that is on the ring. So you can choose any of those 4. It doesn't really matter which key you choose. So snag the key. You have to stay behind that line, use your sticks, the paint stirrers tied together, get the key back to you, race over to one of those bags. All the keys can go with any of the locks, so it doesn't matter which bag you choose or which key you have or anything. So race over, unlock a bag. Inside the bag will be a board and a tennis ball. You can walk, you don't have to balance it on the paint stirrers, you can just hold the board with your hands. First person across the finish line right behind you wins final immunity. Does that make sense? One last big challenge here, all right? Most important challenge in this game. All right. For final immunity and a guaranteed spot at the final tribal council, what this entire game has been building toward. Survivors ready? Go!
Where's the paint stores at?
Twine. Comes Hannah right behind him.
How am I supposed to go around it?
Right now, out the front of the challenge. Here comes Katie. Everyone's gonna work on this. It's all about using your paint stirrers and your twine correctly here to make a long enough stick for you to reach and get that key across the line. All of you could prove it all day. Absolute challenge. Challenge seriously though. So don't give up right now. Anyone's game. Katie's making some progress. Hannah's not long enough. She's got to add more. Katie's got a really solid one right there. Hannah's a little more ramshackle, but it just has to do this. That just has to do the job. What are you doing? I before all of a sudden you get already assembled. You've got all 6 put together. So you can make a run for it here in a minute. And Hannah's going for it. Hannah's almost got it. Can she snag it? Hannah's going to need to adjust a little bit. Got it. Now she just needs to get it back. Katie is the first one to have the key. She's going to walk it back. Started out behind on the ropes, but now she's making up some major time right now. Has a big lead over the other contestants, but Hannah is snagging the key. Hannah's got the key. Hannah's going to the bag. Matthew's also going for the key. Almost got it. Can he hold on to it? Yes, he's got it. Stopping Katie at this point. Katie wins final immunity for Survivor. Congratulations, Katie. Congratulations, Katie.
We're in.
You just guaranteed yourself a spot at the final tribal council with an awesome challenge performance. All right, come on over, Katie. Gotta give this to you. This is yours. Congratulations, you are safe at this vote. You will be heading to the final tribal council.
I'm excited. This is exactly what we needed. We needed Matthew to lose so we can vote him out. So it's our strategy.
Awesome.
We did it.
So now you gotta head back to camp and figure out what 2 other people will be joining you in one last vote that we're gonna have down here in the Bosque. So, guys, go ahead and head back to camp.
Wow.
I'm so surprised. Like, I really, like, that was exactly my strengths in that game, was exactly my strengths, and I didn't expect to win. I really didn't. I thought for sure that Matt was gonna win because he's done so good in all the other games, and this was really surprising. It's amazing because I've never won even last year or this year, so.
You guys really want to get me out? Can't change your mind, but I don't know. I'll make my case now. You guys are my jury, so I don't know. I feel like I did. I played the game, and I don't know. I feel like I did a little bit more than Carolyn. I think Hannah definitely deserves it. You obviously deserve it. And I think obviously Carolyn deserves it too. She made it this far too. So I mean, if she gets in, I'm not going to be like upset or anything. She made it. I don't know. I just feel like I'm a little more deserving than Carolyn. But as I said, vote me out. You vote me out. So.
Thank you, Matt.
Yep. I'm pretty pissed off myself. I should have won the last one. I pretty much just guaranteed myself not making it.
That was so good. She did awesome. She seriously did so awesome. She just killed it. This is exactly what we needed. This is perfect. It played out. Everything played out perfectly. Like, we accomplished exactly what we planned to do. And everything worked out. Yeah. I'm excited. I know as long as one of us 3 got it, we would have been fine. Feeling great. And I'm so glad she was the youngest.
Sounds like everything planned out just as you had hoped.
Yeah, absolutely. Played out even better than I could have hoped.
So what is your plan going on from here?
Katie, me, Carolyn. That's it. That's our plan.
So you're going to vote for Matthew?
Absolutely. Original alliance has to stick together. Just, it's gonna happen. Good working with you, Matthew. I'm ready to like fix my face. Let the water works. This is it. I can't believe this is over. Like we did it. Hannah, we did it. Oh my gosh! Okay, I'm done. I can't do that. I know everyone's sneezing.
I mean, Katie was the only other possible option, which I doubted to start with, but she was the only other plan since she got immunity. I mean, there's no way that Hannah and Carolyn are going to turn on each other now. They're going to be final 3. And, you know, obviously not having been part of them for a long time, I just had a candid talk with Katie. I'm going to talk to Hannah too. I really don't expect it to change anything, but just let them know how I feel. And I mean, right now, you know, this whole game's been deception. Right now, honesty is my best chances. So.
Right. I just don't have that much to actually say. I feel like
what do you have to say to your teammates right now?
I think that everyone played a really good game, and that's honest. Like, really did. Everyone really did play really good, especially for him, his like first year up against a bunch of veterans. For reals. You've done amazing.
I mean, no lie, I feel like we kind of played to a draw, and it came down to the last challenge I screwed up, so
No.
it was pretty good.
It happens.
But, I don't know. I mean, I love going to the final 3. I feel like I did enough, but quite enough.
Whose is this? Oh, it's your hammock. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's blood in that one. Give me that bug spray.
6 seed sticks, so I did 2 and 2 and 2, and then I put them all together.
Yeah.
Which was smarter than I did. With everything that just happened, I don't know how I'm going to vote because of how I like in the last 2 hours I've gone from one emotional state to another emotional state to this other emotional state, and I really don't know what I'm going to do. So I don't know. I think I'm going to end up voting for myself again just because I can't vote for Matt because he's done such a good job. I can't vote against him. And I know that seems like a cliched way to get out of it, but it's my conscience will feel better if I do that because I'm not voting against any of them. So since I can't be turned out, I'm going to vote for myself. And then if Carolyn and Hannah want to vote for Matt, then they'll get him out, but I can't do it. And this the adrenaline is just crazy today. So yeah. I'm not voting for you.
We're gonna do
I'm
some
gonna
final
vote
exit
myself
shots, make it look all
because
dramatic.
I know I won't go out, but I can't do that to you.
Okay.
Because I can't.
Alright.
So
Sounds good.
they're gonna vote you out and it's gonna be
Yeah, no.
unanimous, but I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I wish I could. I can't convince either of them to vote for you or the other one out.
No, I know. I tried.
So,
Yeah.
like I said, you did so amazing.
Thanks.
You're like Alex of this year. Cameron, stop.
Obviously not, since I didn't win.
The day's off. Kind of sad. It's over. It is. But you know what? Like, fought hard. We did. Killed butt, Matthew.
Like, we did not expect you to get this
We
far.
didn't. No. We were like, he's gonna be on the first one.
Did you guys
I'm
expect to
psyched.
get this far?
No, honestly, no.
Really?
No, not at all.
We literally were just expecting like the round or two after Daniel was gone.
Yeah, we were like, we just gotta get Daniel out and we're good.
That was our big plan, was just to get Daniel out, and then after that, we could care less.
Okay, let's move. The mosquitoes are biting.
Yep.
Yep.
Ouch.
All right, come on in, guys. Can't say this is final tribal council yet, but this is our last tribal council down here in the Bosque. Last event of the day before we go into final 3. So we'll now bring in the members of the jury. Come on in, guys. Isaac, Rachel, Andrew, Daniel, Caitlin, Mickey, Brittany, Alicia, JD, Noah P, and Noah W voted out at the last tribal council. All right, guys, so just came from a really big final immunity challenge where Katie had a pretty epic win, kind of ran away with the challenge there at the end, so it was pretty exciting. So then as the 4 of you headed back to camp, I'll ask one last time, what was the vibe back at camp and your final time spent at camp over there?
happy.
Confusing. So explain what you mean by happy, Carolyn.
I don't know, I think even to just make it this far, it's pretty cool.
Sure.
I'm happy to be done.
So Katie, you say that it was confusing back at camp, so why do you say that?
Because I was so disgusted with myself with voting certain people out because I was being a terrible person and I hated it. And I almost quit because of it. And then Matthew ended up giving me a way for me to get out of it. And I feel like I didn't have to stab Noah in the back. And that felt better, and it made me be like, okay, I might be able to go a little further in this game. And then winning that challenge was totally blindsided even me, because I've never won a challenge. I'm always like the last in any challenge, and so to be able to win a challenge was weird. And now I don't want to, like, I want to go on, but then I also want these 3 to go on. Like I said, I wasn't expecting to get this far. I was going to sacrifice myself to get the people that I wanted, but that ended up not having to happen. So I'm very confused, and not exactly sure what I'm even gonna do right now.
So are you considering even possibly giving your immunity to one of the other individuals in this group?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Well, as far as any decisions that are going to need to be made here, Katie, apparently you've got still a lot of things going through your mind. As far as the possibility of giving up your immunity to another individual in the group, that has to happen before the votes are cast. This has been your game all the way through. You guys, the four of you, have all played really solid games, and so I want you to play the game that you want to play right now. Okay, so just let me know what you want to do.
I know what I want to do. Can I explain
Yes.
what I want to do?
Yes.
I'm gonna keep it, and the reason being is I only joined this because you needed another person, and I wasn't expecting to go far on this. I didn't even care about coming back, and to be able to make it this far was like it's I can't even think of the right word to describe it, but to not even want to do it and then make it to the final 3 is wow. And also because I did finally win a challenge. Don't really want to give it up.
Absolutely.
After I finally had a challenge that I won for the first time in 2 years.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's an accomplishment to be really, really proud of right now. The spot that you have fought and earned yourself in that final 3. So I think it's safe to say that it is time to vote. Carolyn, you're up. All right, I'll go tally the votes. All right, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Katie does not count because she's immune. Second vote, Katie does not count. Third vote, Matthew. 12th person voted out of Survivor New Mexico. Matthew. Your bandana. Matthew, tribe has spoken.
Made one heck of a run. How do you feel?
I don't know. I'm tired. Really mostly pissed at myself for not winning that last challenge. I mean, I won like the 2 leading up to it. And when I really, really needed it, I couldn't do it. You know, and I mean, like, everybody else played a heck of a game. And, no, it is what it is. So.
Congratulations, Katie, Hannah, Carolyn. You guys have gone as far as you can possibly make it in this game. So at this point in the game, the power now shifts to the jury. The 12 people that you had a hand, either directly or indirectly, in voting out of this game. So in just about 2 hours, you will face them and they will get their first chance to address you and ultimately make the decision of who is going to win the title of Sole Survivor. So congratulations to the 3 of you, and I will see you in a few hours for Final Tribal Council. Guys, welcome Hannah, Carolyn, and Katie. Go ahead and take a seat right over here. We'll now bring in the members of the jury. Isaac, Rachel, Andrew, Daniel, Caitlin, Mickey, Brittany, Alicia, JD, Noah, and Matthew. All right. Welcome, Carolyn, Hannah, and Katie, to your final tribal council. As we said earlier today, the three of you have made it as far as you can in the game of Survivor. So at this point, the power and the control of this game shifts from you to the jury. The 12 people that you had a hand, either directly or indirectly, in voting out of this game, now hold your fate in this game in their hands. So this year we're going to go ahead and just skip opening statements from you guys and go ahead and go straight to the questions from the jury, all right? So remember, after the jury address all of them will have a chance to address you, possibly ask you questions, then we'll go to the vote, and remember that you want to see your name on the ballot. That is the only time in this game that you want to see your name on the ballot, because we are voting for a winner right now. Jury, are you guys ready to start this?
Yeah.
All right, we'll start with Isaac. You're up.
Yeah, scared?
Kind of over it. I'm really tired.
I think me, at least, and I know some of the others are wondering, do you feel like you backstabbed anybody? And if you
absolutely.
do you feel bad about it?
To a couple. Yeah. Yes. One of them, no.
Who?
Daniel.
Yes, that would be the only reason. I didn't vote for you because I was in exile. So your answer is
Good?
yes.
Yeah.
All right. Rachel, you're up.
Hey, what's up? I was just wondering what's going through your guys' heads right now. Really?
Well, I'm excited that I got this far, and I feel like I played pretty hard today, but I'm also nervous because I know that you guys are in control, and so there's not really much else that I could do now. Absolutely cracking.
Honestly, I'm very stoked to just be up here in general, especially next to Katie and Carolyn. And like, I'm very, very nervous to see. But I'm also really, really prepared to be roasted, so it's gonna be good.
I'm just surprised that I'm even here. Mostly, I'm very just in awe of being here.
Thank you, Rachel. Andrew, you're up.
Okay, well, this is a question to all of you. Do you feel like any of the actions, any of your actions today would be something you would look back upon and be proud of?
Yes.
Some, yes.
Definitely, there's the end I would be very proud of when I turned everything.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you, Andrew. Daniel, you're up.
We'll see. And I would ask you some questions, but I don't want any more lies. Katie, Carolyn, this one's for you, Katie. One question, heads or tails? Katie.
Okay.
Heads or tails?
You want me to call it now or call it
Now.
Heads.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Caitlin, you're up.
Alright, this is for all of you. If looking back on today, is there anything that you would have done differently?
Definitely. I wouldn't have lied and getting greasy and like I feel bad about getting Noah P. I feel bad about getting him out too. I feel bad about that. I wish I had that.
Honestly, I feel bad for even making it in alliance with Daniel in the first place, so I didn't have to lie to him straight up.
I think people forget that this is like a social game and that none of it is personal, but at the same time, you just have to be careful because I think when you really, really, really backstab people and you've made alliance with them and you're set to go with them and then you backstab them, it makes you regret it. But at the same time, it's a social game, and that's how it is.
Alright, thank you.
Thanks, Caitlin. Mickey, you're up.
for everybody. Looking back on your actions today, do you feel that you deserve to win? Like how you played it?
Yes. I think we played it how we knew how to play it. We were here last year and we knew how to play it by watching other people's mistakes and watching the winners and how they did it. We just followed through. Now we're here.
I truthfully don't know. It's not my decision.
Thank you, Mickey. Brittany, you're up.
So my question is for all three of you. Do you guys think you have a good, fair chance of winning, even though some of your actions might have been questionable today, like the lying and threatening?
Threat?
There was no threatening.
There's no threat.
Yes, there was.
I heard a couple things.
As far as I know, I didn't threaten anyone. I don't know. Again, this is a social game. Like that's the point. I didn't do anything last year. Like I didn't lie to anybody. I didn't make alliances with anybody, and I got out of the merch.
Yeah.
So some of this is like learning at your mistakes, but I also don't know most of you personally. So that does make it a little bit easier, in my opinion. Like I said, I don't know. I feel absolutely terrible about that. I did, and I still do. I would like to win, but at the same time, I don't expect to.
Thanks, Brittany. Alicia, you're up.
Okay, I don't have any witty insults. I have a question for all three of you, though. If you were not sitting here and you were sitting back there, who would you think should win?
Noah.
Up here. Up here? If I wasn't up here?
Three of you, if one of you was back there. So if Carolyn, you were sitting there, who would you pick?
Hannah. Okay, why? Because she played hard and she stayed true to her alliance. Hannah?
I'd get Noah up here. She's always supposed to be up here.
No, here, no, like
White.
Okay, but of these two.
Of these two, Carolyn, she's my alliance.
Katie?
From the beginning.
I choose Carolyn.
Thanks.
Thanks, Alicia. Alright, JD, you're up.
Honestly, I don't think any of you should be up here because I think the better players are.
Well, we are.
Yeah, you are because of numbers, not really because you are the better players necessarily. You just played the numbers right. Hannah, you're a lying, backstabbing, good-for-nothing person in this game. Katie, I respected you until you made your sob story at the end of the game with all the medallion and made a big deal out of it, so I lost respect for you there.
Oh.
And Carolyn, I felt like you didn't get your hands dirty and did nothing while Hannah did everything for you.
Thanks, JD. Noah P, you're up.
So, kind of a question for all of you guys. Did you keep track of how many lies you told to all of us? Or was it just like, you don't really care too much?
Kept track of a few of them, especially the one where I accidentally said that we were going to vote W off when I wasn't supposed to say last names at all. It was a really long day. You don't guess that I got least.
Thanks, Noah. Noah W, you're up.
Alright. I felt like I was closer to all three of you, and I could see more of your actions. Carolyn, I really didn't feel like you did much for the Alliance to push us to this spot. Hannah, you were always seen, I always saw you with other people faking alliances than backstabbing. Katie, you actually acted as propulsion for our little team we had. So I pose a question to you, the rest of the jury. Who would you rather vote for? Carolyn. Carolyn, who had the style much like Jeremiah last year.
Oh, please do not compare me to Jeremiah Hobbs. I saved your butt 3 or 4 times from elimination. So I may not have been out there proposing other people to come into our alliance, but keep in mind that I was the one that was making sure that we kept what we had agreed on in place. And you can ask both of them about that.
She did.
Unfortunately, I can only ask one question. But still, Carolyn, Hannah, who had a style which I felt similar to Daniel's last year.
Got my inspiration.
Or Katie? Katie, who chose a style all of her own. She actually created something new that does not reflect anything I saw in a lasting competitor last year. It's all up to you now.
Thanks, Noah. All right, last but not least, Matthew, you're up.
Alright, we'll be in the last one to be eliminated for you guys. I got to hang out with you guys probably the longest. But my question that I have for you guys, I already know who I'm going to vote for, but I want to know, why do you guys feel, all three of you, why you feel that you should be the sole survivor?
I don't think I should do so. I didn't stay true to who I was, and I know it. Whereas these two did. They stayed true, they stuck with the lines, even at times when I thought I was.
I played the game. I knew how to play it. I knew how to play the social aspect. I knew how to do the physical aspect. I stuck with my one alliance from the very beginning to the very end. I knew how to do it.
I think I did a lot of the challenges well. Like, I feel like I played those well, and I do think that that's a big part of the actual Survivor game. But I also didn't make any alliances with other people, formal alliances at least, and backstab them, and I did keep my one alliance true.
All right. Thank you, Matthew. All right, so now you jury have all had the opportunity to question the final three, to address the final three, to even address the jury in one instance. So you all have had the opportunity to get information from these three. So now is the point when the power officially shifts to you guys, all right? So I'll give you a minute to think over any final decisions if you want to talk amongst each other about anything, and then we will get to the vote. For the last time in this game, remember, you are voting for a winner. Isaac, you're up.
I don't like anyone. They don't deserve to be there.
All three of the top three just kind of like played their numbers. They didn't really play the game.
All right, guys, for the last time, I'll go tally the votes. All right, here we go. I am now going to read the votes. First vote, Katie. Second vote, Katie. Third vote, Katie. That's 3 votes, Katie. Fourth vote, Katie. That's 4 votes, Katie. Fifth vote, Katie. That is 5 votes, Katie. It takes 7 to win. Sixth vote, Katie. That's 6 votes, Katie. The winner of Survivor New Mexico Season 2, Katie. Congratulations, Katie. Katie, stand up here. Congratulations, as winner of Survivor New Mexico Season 2, you get a $25 Amazon gift card.
It was a great day. Today was awesome. So, and I had so much fun. So,
nice.
I'm glad that everything's over, and I'm glad that Katie won because I voted for her. I wish that one of the new people had been up on the final 3, but you know, people with more experience, I guess, you know, they knew how to play, knew what to do, so that's why they got up there. Yeah, good game today.
I didn't really have a preference between the 3 winners. It honestly didn't matter to me.
Yes, we definitely
I would have liked to see JD up there. If it wasn't me,
together.
I would have liked to see JD.
I'm ready to do it again, honestly. I'm ready to come back. Beat everyone. I want to go home and sleep so much. I'm so tired. Oh man.
I'm tired.
Well, I mean,
I'm really tired.
Consider yourself runner-up.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, closing remarks you have to say on winning?
I don't feel like I should have won. I feel like Carolyn did a better job of playing the game than Hannah did too. And I just want everyone here to not be angry or bitter towards anyone else in future stuff. Like, I was really angry last year at Luke, and it took me a lot of time to get over that. I just don't want anyone else to go through that. Because anger and bitterness is just not fun. I had an inkling, but I knew a couple of girls would vote for me, but I didn't think everyone would. Be true to yourself, truthfully. Be yourself, like, in this game, and if you can't take it, then don't dish it out, because this is not a game for people who are not secure in themselves.
Thank you for...
Congratulations to Katie Conkey, the champion of Survivor New Mexico Season 2. And thank you to the entire cast and crew that made this extraordinary season of Survivor possible. We hope you all have enjoyed watching our latest and biggest competition season yet, and we look forward to seeing you back here in the future for more films and competitions from Los Matatas Studios. We're excited to be bringing you multiple new and exciting films over the rest of this year. And next year, the competitions will return with The Amazing Race Neighborhood Edition Season 7. Until then, this has been Survivor New Mexico Season 2.